Welcome to Southern California, where summer is endless and the softball is premier. There is no better proving ground to show you belong at the highest level. Summertime, PGF, Irvine, crowning champions for 10 years. What an amazing day in Southern California to celebrate the future of this sport. On behalf of Premier Girls Fastpitch in Irvine, California, this is the PGF 10U and 10 appropriate, the 10th anniversary national championship game. The SoCal Choppers, the Corona Angels, two elite travel programs going toe-to-toe at the youngest of levels, and that's what makes it fun. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. Olympic gold medalist, national champion Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Thanks for hanging with us. Amanda, it is special, but the level of play for these athletes and the experience that they're gaining is tough to describe. We're going to enjoy watching this today.
I love this age group because it really is the future of this tournament, but also this sport. We're going to see these young athletes develop on through their 14, 16, 18s on into college, but they're on the right track right now. These are the experiences that really build a passion for the sport, and they're out here, most of them, on the biggest stage that they will have played in up to this point. So let's take a look at how they handle a little bit of pressure.
All right, so we're ready to roll. We don't want to hold them up any longer. We'll introduce you to the athletes as they hit. It's Weller, Franco, Santa Ana, Maldonado, Chavoya. It's Pham, Acevedo, Murphy, Arballo. We will tell you about all of them as they hit. Again, these teams met up earlier, a couple of days ago, on their way to the championship. It was the Angels in red, the Corona Angels out of the Inland Empire here in Southern California. With the victory, that meant the SoCal Choppers fought their way through the losers bracket to earn their way here. Here we go. And we are going to have great crowd, great noise. These are two Southern California teams, two programs, and there's a level of embracing the youth, the excitement for the babies, and Amanda will say it a lot, but the level of play that we have seen all week long with these athletes, it's been stunning. It shows you how much, I'm going to start here, not how much they practice, but how much they love this sport.
And that's so important, and this level is so pure. They just love being out here, and a lot of them maybe is their first experience in travel ball. They've come from rec, they just love the sport, and they want to continue on.
Right down the middle, that's strike three, just pouring it in there. We'll introduce you to the athlete in the circle as well. Umpires, Doug Campbell is behind home plate, Dennis Stone, Greg Walker, and Gary Harrington, a four-person crew. Malaya, Majum, Finch in the circle, dealing with JUJU Franco, Juliana Franco. Franco is her foe, her fellow pitcher. This is pitcher v. pitcher. Both will hit. Look at the screwball turn over there. In Finch, the name, if it sounds familiar, it is. That is her aunt. Jenny Finch is her aunt. It's brother's daughter, correct?
Yes. Yeah, and this is so fun to watch because not only is Jenny her aunt and obviously done everything in this sport and continues to do so, but Doug Finch, Jenny's dad, is Malaya's pitching coach, so he obviously helped develop Jenny, and how nice is that to have your own personal pitching coach in the family.
Going into 6th grade this year is Malaya, lives in Fullerton, California. That one up in the zone, on the ground, 2 outs in the inning. So we'll see Franco, we saw her with the bat in her hand, we'll see her in the circle in just a bit. Defensively, Apodaca, Rickenbacker, Tapia working in the outfield. Johns, Cardona, Washington, and Ruiz on the infield. And BAUM is behind the plate. MIKAYLA Santa Ana is a designated player. She is the DP. That left-handed bat takes a pitch that is up and out of the zone. MIKAYLA lives in Baldwin Park, California. She'll be going to Las Palmas Middle School, working into the 6th grade. Dreams of the University of Washington someday. Pretty pitch, gets the outside corner, 2-1 the count.
I just love watching this pitcher-catcher battery. Look at the location of this pitch, down and outside. BAUM behind the plate is just fist pumping after every strike. Get her pounding her glove. And she is pumped up to be here.
Outside, very patient at bat for MIKAYLA. Santa Ana draws the walk. There's Shane. Shane is dad. Danielle is mom. Pitcher's dad.
Yeah.
Pretty pitch. And a screwball spin on the softball as it hits the inside corner.
I had a chance to talk to both Malaya's parents before the game. As we go way back, I was able to play with Jenny for quite some time, so I know the family, but who would have thought that they'd be here? You know, we were talking about, okay, now you're in it. Now you know what it's like. You're in it thick with Malaya, and she is just an outstanding pitcher, and she's so young. It's so hard to believe. These kids are 9, 10 years old.
There's a comfort there, which is shocking. And that's where the love comes in, because at this age, it takes a commitment to learn your technique, to get comfortable with your skills, and to practice your skills over and over. So I'll share with you about a lot of why these athletes love this sport. Pounded up the first base line, and it's a foul ball. Because I asked them, and Amanda and I throughout the week asked them that simple question, why do you love it? And on occasion, we'll share with you why they actually love this sport. Samantha Maldonado is the shortstop with the bat in her hands. Eastmont Middle School in East LA. Not too far from UCLA, and that's her dream school. Right through that one, just enough, turning it over. Down she goes. Dad approves. I guarantee you this, at the 10U age group, dad's heart is pounding a lot more than daughter. You grab a bat and deal with that, by the way. On a 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, this is the crowd. You may be catching this at a different time. A ton of energy here at the 10U Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game. Jordan Washington, Taylor Johns, JAYLA RUIZ, it's De La Riva, and it's Malaya Mejum, Finch, Tapia, Rickenbacker, BAUM, Cardona. And in the circle, JUJU FRANCO. We already saw her hit Whittier, California. She shared a little bit about her strengths as a pitcher. What are they?
She likes her outside corner, really prides herself on hitting her spot, likes her little drop curve.
There it is.
I'm impressed with the velocity of these two pitchers. Remember, when you're throwing at the 10U, you're closer than the 12s, 14s, and up, so that ball gets on you a lot quicker, less reaction time for the hitter.
And skips in there. Jordan Washington. Rancho Cucamonga, California, going into 6th grade. Ruth Musser Middle School here in California, as that one goes back to the screen. This Corona Angels program and this Choppers program, both based not too far from here. So there is a ton of support for the youngest teams that are out there traveling for their program. 2-2 the count. And I think what's most exciting for softball, I mean, obviously you'd love to have a geographic team from somewhere else in the United States, but I think what's most exciting for this sport is the diversity represented in both dugouts. Different levels of passion for the game, but all passionate for the game. Different backgrounds, different parts of California, all coming to be together. It's great for the sport. Time to take a shot at that one. There's a lot of speed there, and she'll use it when given the chance. Speed is her biggest strength, she says. Her nickname is actually Wheels.
Yeah, good job of fighting that off. Just trying to put it in play and use those wheels.
Wheels, Washington. Curveball right over the top. Well, you're exactly right. Loving the dip on the softball. This is a beautiful pitch.
Now look at this location. Good two-strike pitch down and inside. That's that drop curve. And that's a tough pitch to execute when you're, especially at this age level, going inside to a left-handed hitter, crossing your body. It's a great spot.
Taylor Johns is a traveler. She makes her way out to California. Her parents a big part of that, certainly, but she's from Las Vegas, Nevada, joining this team. Legacy Traditional School. Dreams of schools like Texas and Oregon and Florida State as she gets a little bit older. Her mom is Dina, her dad is Matt. And the third time she's had a chance to play in PGF Nationals. So that means to me, Amanda, this talented athlete, Taylor Johns, has really been playing up the last couple of years.
Yeah, she had to have started, what, she's 7, 8 years old? If she's 10U, she's probably a really young 11, old 10.
She is a third baseman today, but loves catching and catching very well. As that one is a belt-high strike.
Look at the resistance out of that motion.
Look at that rise ball. Jump out of the zone. Taylor, why do you love softball, we asked her. She said, and I quote, "I love softball because of the thrill of competition, having the shared interest with my friends, and getting to spend time with my family at the field. I've been lucky to meet some of my best friends to this sport." Inside, patiently earned her way on. Taylor Johns with a walk. Now, full disclosure, you'll hear some of the words of these young athletes, and we encouraged moms and dads to help them out.
But it's all true. It's everything you get from this sport. And I'm convinced once you get to this level and you play on a field like this in this type of atmosphere, you crave it.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah, you're in
the sport. You're done. Mom and dad, if you're in the stands right now, it only goes up from here.
JAYLA Ruiz, a change up. Big drop there. Boy, what a great first pitch that was.
Yeah, and this really complements her drop curve. Look at the dip down on that pitch, taking a little speed off.
Tries to change the line of sight. Rise ball jumps out of there. As Shavola hopping out of the crouch, her battery mate. Ruiz is from Upland, California. Again, not too far from Corona. Attends Edison Academy as she heads into the 6th grade. Good shot, by the way, of Patricia mom. Michael is dad.
She has to come to you now, baby. Make her work. Take the zone. Let's go.
Mom played softball in high school. Mom played basketball as well.
Yeah.
3-1 the count. She got a little excited, thinking maybe that was ball 4. Hey, you never know until you try.
His ball elevated, and it just looks like Franco right now is running on a little bit of adrenaline. It looks like she's trying to go at, obviously, that down pitch. That's her go-to.
So, wait a minute. A first pitch off-speed pitch and a 3-1 off-speed pitch.
She likes her off-speed.
And it may be her #1 pitch, right? That may be the equivalent of most pitchers' fastball. She may feel most comfortable with that.
Exactly, and have the ability to keep it in the zone.
But then a curveball away. That one is fired into center field on a stolen base attempt. The curveball elicited the strikeout. 2 outs in the inning, but Johns picks up a stolen base and then on a miscue moves to third.
And Franco did a good job of coming back in this at-bat to get the strikeout, the throw just a little bit up the line. Johns takes second on the stolen base, and then the errant throw takes third. But the Choppers, 2 outs in this inning.
Ria de la Riva, the DP. Fullerton, California. It's about 10 minutes from here. That's right in on her hand. We are in Irvine, California, at Bill Barber Park, Deanna Manning Stadium. The best of the best at the 10U level, Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game. And all the other crowds to follow in this event have a lot of pressure on them to match this crowd. Off speed, got it off the end of the bat, dumps it into center field. The Angels strike first. It's an RBI for JAYLA. It was an off-speed pitch again. Give Bria credit, kept her hands and her weight back enough.
And outfield's playing a little deep, giving some respect to the power. This is an off-speed pitch. JAYLA a little bit out front, but gets enough of it to put it into center field.
Goes back to something soft, and it's fouled back to the screen. Malaya Majum-Fidge, the pitcher on this day. We're talking a lot about her and her aunt, her dad, her mom, Danielle. By the way, her brother Reshley is 15 years old. One and one the count. Malaya's done some big things already, not with sports, but beyond athletics. 5 years old, Malaya's bracelets were put together, sold bracelets to raise money for a devastating typhoon. Typhoon Haiyan, the victims in the Philippines, raised more than $4,000 to benefit international efforts, of course, on her mom's side, very important to her. And that's when you got an effort going like that. You call Auntie and say, hey, reach out to some of your more influential friends. I'm doing something good, and I bet they all did. Off speed, skips in there, 3-1 the count.
I just love when that worldly perspective, it's kind of in these kids' their mind at a young age, and just to be able to understand what you're doing and reach out and help others.
That's outside, ball 4. We've seen the defense stretched a little bit. We saw Lottie in center field, maybe playing a little bit too deep. She's come on in now. It's Pham and Murphy around her. Arbayo, Maldonado, Weller, Acevedo, and Chavoya on the infield. And now she comes in a few steps from that spot. I understand, and we all understand the temptation, because you're seeing the older athletes play out there. Emma McCullough is running. Idell McCullough, dad and coach. We've got another runner coming out too. The flex, Emma Apodaca, who is the left fielder. And after the walk, Ava Tapia gets a chance.
That's a nice pitch. That drop curve has got a lot of movement on it. And Franco's got some good control, some good command over it. Look at this pitch. Really nicely placed. I don't know that that's much off the plate.
Back to the screen it goes.
Runner's off the crack of the bat.
Chavola keeps that in front of her. Chavoya, I should say, the catcher. And Chavoya did a nice job here. 2-1. Little roller up the line. Did she avoid the tag? She didn't. Popped that tag right on her as she raced by. Yeah, is that not 3 outs? Yeah, that'll be 3. I got a couple of strikeouts and then a 1 unassisted. Just checking. Wouldn't be like any of us to maybe miss it. You think they're focused and intense on a lot of things, but just not the outs. 1-0. There was a seat that will always be saved, and Malaya Majum Finch, her grandfather, that was his seat. He's no longer with us, and they honor, especially on a day like today, the efforts of the talented athlete. And bigger than softball, certainly. When you think about grandpas and grandmas and how much joy they get when they get to the point in their life where they don't have to grind and they can spend so much of their time just watching their grandkids and enjoy their passions, whether it's music, whether it's academics, whether it's sports. That's a dream come true, and so they honor him. Haley Shavoya, the catcher for the SoCal Choppers.
Nice pitch.
Getting comfortable with that right-handed swing.
Some good outside pitching from both sides. That one, it looks like a little speed was taken off. Shavoya was a little out front.
She's changing it up. Needs a new bat, getting comfortable. Haley out of Whittier, California, Granada Middle School. Stanford's in her sights. That's her dream school. Screwball swung right through it, 0-2 the count. Haley's dad is Raul, Gladys is her stepmom, and Delissa is her mom. As that one sails to the backstop.
You really got to keep it nice, short, compact when you're facing Majum Finch. She's got such a nice, long, fluid motion.
Right in on the hands. Again, everything moving in, sticking with it, making a nice play. Madison Cardona, the shortstop.
The ball just gets in on it quickly, and that's the inside part of the plate. A nice backhand coming through the ball. Then she has to throw a strong strike. Cardona does across the field. Nice reach over there by Ruiz.
Rises to the upper tier of the strike zone to Sasha Pham. Pham out of Corona, California, Springs Charter School, where she'll be working her way into 6th grade here in about a month. She would love to attend Notre Dame someday. That one goes back to the screen.
Hey, nice and smooth.
She likes to put it on the ground and run. She loves Taylor Dawkins, saying she was a chopper, loves how she played, and all that she's gone through battling and trying to defeat cancer on and off the field. And as for her future, at 10, she'd love to be a teacher someday. She's got many teachers to deal with between now and then. Many to
She
deal
might
with.
change her mind.
Didn't go around there. Oh, there's nothing straight. Everything is firm, and it was such a comfort for Malaya in the circle.
Yeah, a lot of running movement also. Not a lot of extra motion with the arm or the body. Just really fluid, smooth. Just misses on that off-speed pitch.
And elevated back to back. And tried to get a swing, didn't. And then that time, not even interested at all, Sasha Pham. Pham takes inside. You help me understand with all the teaching you do as well. At 10, when you get a live arm like this one, it's a challenge for BAUM to catch at times, correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, she's got some good velocity. And I talked about that distance. You're talking 35 feet. So this is the closest these girls are going to throw next year. If you go up to 12U, you move back to 40 feet, and then it gets a little bit easier.
There's strike one.
But you also have those parents that just catch their kids from age 5, 6, 7, whenever they start and on up. So they're kind of used to the tendencies of the pitch and doesn't seem as difficult.
Certainly, and it's their position, and that's the position they work on. And you have talented shortstops and first baseman out there as well. There are times you can see the spin and the belief in that spin. The 1-1, there's a spin right there, right in on the knuckles as Shirley Acevedo took that swing. She's out of Whittier, California, a 6th grader, a rising 6th grader at Granada Middle School. Remembering earlier this year in a different event, hitting a huge grand slam. She's also competed in skills competitions and won big exit velocity. What you do with the hitter like that, keep the bat in her shoulders, because this is a dangerous power hitter, and that's exactly what happened.
And a great mix of pitches went inside, got her turning. Look at how the front hip is open, so goes to the down and outside corner. Really catches Acevedo looking.
The daughter of Todd and Kiara is Layla Murphy. Murphy takes inside on the corner. This fall, a journey into 5th grade at Orange Elementary in Corona, California.
Let's go, Malai. Burn the house down. Yeah. Nice.
That one is outside.
Mom and Dad look surprisingly relaxed in the stands.
In on the knuckles. Again, starting it down the middle with spin, keeping it tight and inside. Dad, she's hitting her spots. Mom, looks comfortable out there. You're the ones that are anxious. I don't believe Amanda. Celebrating the future of this sport at the 10U Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game. The 10th anniversary of the best as well here in Southern California. Thousands upon thousands of teams and hundreds of thousands of athletes have come through this event with dreams of winning, building friendships, and playing at the higher level, and all has been accomplished for a decade. But this is the ultimate farm system, this age group. Georgia Rickenbacker, the center fielder. We saw at the high school All-American game earlier in this event, the best players in the country at the 18U age group. We saw Natasha Watley as one of the coaches, along with Jenny Finch, who we've mentioned that name several times. That is who Georgia looks up to. And Natasha does a lot, sharing the sport, opening up the sport for those who maybe can't play. There's a lot of activism there, and so Georgia, you've picked a good one to look up to.
Yeah, both those, Natasha, Jenny, so many of the friends that these athletes will realize as you grow up, you keep these friends for the rest of your life. But I'm just so proud of my friends and the way they stay in the sport and they give back and they promote and they create opportunities.
Up on her beautiful pitch. This was a week ago with Watley and Jenny Finch, legends and talent. The best players in the country gathering, national television broadcast. And Amanda and I had the good fortune of calling it. Each and every year they gather, and it's kind of a last treat before heading off to a college of their choice. Rise ball, very effective pitch by JUJU FRANCO. We've seen her believe in her secondary stuff, and this was set up nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. When you hammer that down pitch and that off speed, when you bring it up into the zone, it's way more difficult to catch up with.
Banyan Elementary, and a 6th grader this year, Charlotte BAUM, the catcher. To the right side. And 0-1 the count on Charlotte. Big arm. Had a chance to take advantage of that arm. Actually, at the younger ages, the throw is not the shot put, and it's not the javelin. It is a softball, and she, at a district track meet, took home gold. So it's fun when you have an actual sport in track and field at the younger age groups that feeds off of what you do for your passion.
Well, talk about passion. It's been so much fun to watch Charlotte behind the plate. From the very first strike that Majon Finch threw, Charlotte was pumping her fist. She was excited to be here. You can just tell she plays with a lot of passion.
I've got some thoughts on that from her. She backed up exactly what you said. Rolls that one to the right side. She said to us this week as a catcher, and we took some notes on this, you have to be a leader on the field, especially when you play for Marty Tyson in the Corona Angels. Very passionate man himself, the longtime Cubs minor leaguer. My coach was always telling me, catchers can't be quiet. So I dug deep and figured out a way to come out of my shell and be a leader on the field.
That's hard, especially when you're 10 years old.
Roll to the left side. Gobbled up on the ground over there by Arbayo.
Now batting the shortstop, number 15, Madison Cardona.
Mayo with the play at third, and here is Madison Cardona. We'll check back in on that story. There's more to the coming out of your shell as a catcher when she goes back to work. That one hits the outside corner. Marty Tyson, as we talked about, the leader of this Corona Angels program. That's using the zone a lot, by the way. Cubs minor leaguer, but softball's his passion. His daughter's playing at the highest of levels. Now adults and coaches themselves. And so the leadership he provides, in this case, Idel McCullough is the head coach of this team. Marty and his passion founding this program. Amanda, you and I had the good fortune of hosting on SiriusXM all of the pregame shows before the Women's College World Series. And we actually had Marty on before the final game because I believe it was 6 players he had represented.
I was trying to think of that on the way over. At least a good handful.
The 2-1. Feeling it out there in the circle. Folks, that's a 1-2-3 inning. There was some trouble in that first. And all of a sudden, Juliana JUJU Franco's getting comfortable. Can't stay back on that. Through the years, and these athletes now moving into the junior high and high school level. Tennessee MOJO, the first ever 10U title game. Again, this is a new event at this age group. The Fury in 2017. And in 2018, Impact Gold, team out of Texas. We saw that Impact Gold at the upper age divisions do very big stuff. As a matter of fact, that 12U team, 6 of those athletes on that Impact Gold team took themselves and were victorious at the 12U age group. Some of them playing up.
Well, you tend to see that now that this tournament's been rolling for as many years as it has. There's girls 18U that we were calling that I remember watching and talking about back at that 12U level, and they just continue to stay and develop and show at this PGF National Championship. It's been fun.
Maya Arbayo to have a quick conversation, the third baseman for this team. For the SoCal Choppers in white, the Corona Angels in red. If you're familiar with softball and this sport at this level, you're certainly familiar with both these teams and their logos and their unique uniforms. 0-2 the count, got a chase up out of the zone. Maya's heading into 6th grade. The Los Palmas School, Los Palmas Elementary. Melissa is her mom, Javier is her dad. She's one of 4 at home, all the way down to Mateo, who's just 1. Down she goes on strikes. There we go again. There's that reaction from Charlotte.
She's got a good fist pump. You can't fake that. That's something, you know, you work on. Sometimes you have to work. Some have to work harder than others to get out of your shell if it's not in your nature. But she is doing a good job. That would pump me up as a pitcher.
McKenna Weller rolls that one foul. To finish her thoughts, BAUM from behind the plate, because there is a little bit more to finish what we shared with you earlier. BAUM said, I can absolutely see the way it makes my teammates get fired up and it becomes contagious. I literally practiced. I practiced what I would say during games until it got easier. standing in front of the mirror. All right, way to go. Good pitch. Come on, D. Practicing coming out of your shell. Such great stuff. We appreciate her sharing that with us. One and one the count. 1-2 the count. Weller struck out her first opportunity. Changed up on her and down she goes. Back-to-back strikeouts. Najim Finch pulled the string on that one.
And such a beautiful location. This is the difference maker in this pitch, is keeping it at the knees and letting it drop down. She's got that great velocity, but she complements it with the changeup so well.
We've got a fun story a little bit later on in the broadcast about Weller, who just went down on strikes. Being stoic under a pressure situation. In the meantime, this is Juliana Franco. It's been fun to watch JUJU get comfortable in the circle. She had a good, clean inning. Now with the bat in her hands, goes to work. Rolled one back to the circle as we take a peek from up above. Beautiful shot of Bill Barber Park, Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine, California. Orange County, California, just south of Los Angeles. Keep going south, you'll be in San Diego. In on the hands, bobbled, kept it in front of her, recovers, fires, not in time. Taylor Johns had to take a tough hop on her. So Franco will run the bases, maybe. We'll see if they run for her.
Yeah, and Franco does a good job off the fist, but puts it in play, gets that funny in-between hop off Johns. She tries to recover, but Franco already down the line. That's a tough play.
One and 0 the count to MIKAYLA Santa Ana. Vanessa is her mom. Her younger sister is Alexis, and her dad is Michael. As Malaya, her mom, looks on. That one skips away, just the grip. Right off and out of the hand. You'll help us understand how that can happen, obviously, with the pitcher going through.
You know, for a number of different reasons. Just first of all, she's got a very relaxed emotion and relaxed fingers, but sometimes you just get a little bit of a slip on them, and pitches like that happen. So she's rubbing a little bit of dirt, wiping it clean.
So a runner in scoring position. The Choppers in the white uniforms. All right.
I don't know what happened. It's better that way.
2-0 the count to Santa Ana. Plenty comfortable. And she fires the strike with the affirmation of her catcher behind home plate. Both parents, speaking of Santa Ana, were athletes and played multiple sports when they were younger. As that one dives outside. Dad playing football, basketball, and wrestling. Mom soccer and swimming. And by the way, MIKAYLA loves basketball too. So playing both softball and basketball and playing them very well. Good 3-1 pitch. Screwball there when the hitter's most aggressive.
Yeah, and two really well rebounding pitches after that slipped pitch a few back. Just hammering that strike zone.
Little roller, and we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. MIKAYLA, why do you love softball? We asked, she said, and I quote, as she gets ready to hit again. I love to compete. It doesn't matter if it's with opponents, teammates, or myself. And in softball, I get to compete with everyone all the time. There you go. Sometimes you're battling yourself more than anyone. Hits it out towards short. Tried to deal with that rise ball and couldn't do it. Made good contact. But Cardona fires it on across the diamond to Ruiz. Premier Girls Fast Pitch 10U National Championship game. Juliana Franco, JUJU Franco has settled in, and again, soft stuff she loves, but it set up the rise ball too.
Such a nice drop curve. She's got 4 strikeouts in the 2 innings that she's gone. As you mentioned, settling in really nicely. Doesn't have a big frame, but she uses everything she has.
Spins that inside and off the plate to Jordan Washington, who struck out back in the first inning. The Corona Angels in the red uniform, SoCal Choppers in the white. Both teams based here in Southern California. This is an event over the 2 weeks here that have featured teams, though, from all over the country winning championships and playing in semifinals and finals, from Georgia to Kansas to Texas to Chicago, Illinois. Boy, pitched tight, using the speed, and took advantage. If she doesn't swing at that, it might hit her. In defense, took a hack at that one, and Washington goes to running.
Having a good time doing it. Look at how much that is on the handle, and that's what deadens the ball, and that's what helps her get down that line. Washington showing off her wheels. But you're right, Darren. Look at the location of that pitch. That's a good ball inside the batter's box. She just barely gets it in play.
Wheels is on. Crank up the engine out there at first. Infield tight now for Taylor Johns, who does square to bunt. Trying to move the runner into scoring position. Taylor walked and scored back in the first inning. Want to be able to fly overhead and take a peek at these athletes. We've had such great support on our production side on all of these events and broadcasts, wherever you may see them, whether it be streamed or on television. You have found the best amateur softball event in the world here in Southern California. And they like to let the athletes show out when we go to work, and it's fun. Johns right back to the screen. Her mom, Dina Baker Johns, played college softball at UNLV, one of the top players in the country. Took UNLV to a couple of Women's College World Series journeys. Won a national championship with her travel team at the 18U age group. Her mom did, so it's a big part of their home. That curveball misses outside. And Taylor's dad, Matt, also on the diamond, played college baseball for Nevada up in Reno, University of Nevada.
That's in her blood.
Serves that one into the seats. It is in her blood, and with her bro, who's older and maybe the bodyguard when she needs it, or maybe teases her because that's what big brothers do. But her brother and her older brother, Tanner, plays travel baseball as a left-handed pitcher.
Wow, busy family.
1-2 the count. Off speed, stayed back, but not long enough. What a nice decision there. That's an athletic decision. No panic at all. Get that lead runner. You get wheels off the bases.
Yeah, this is a decision made right off of the bat, but she has to be patient, keeps her feet moving. We've talked about that a lot in the last couple of weeks. These elite athletes, and they just keep their feet moving so they can make those accurate throws. A very mature and good decision.
JAYLA Ruiz just up and out of the zone. 1-0 the count. JAYLA struck out back in the first inning. Another off-speed pitch, rolls it toward the hole and into left field for a base hit. Maya Arbayo, Samantha Maldonado came together, but in the end, that one just had eyes to sneak through.
It looked like Arbayo was going to have a play on this, but it gets past her a little bit too deep for Maldonado at shortstop, so gets into left field.
Kaylee Earl will run. Out of Burbank, California, Luther Burbank Middle School. She's out there trotting on the base pads. Heading into 6th grade. Ria De La Riva pitched in an RBI single, drove a ball to center field back in the first inning that dropped in front of Maya Lottie, the center fielder. The lone run in this game is her responsibility. Big swing. Pitch tied her up, though. Long run with a trio of choppers who can't make the play.
And I don't know if you noticed before that pitch when Juliana Franco was taking the sign, she shook it off. I try to get some of my students to want to do that at the older age groups, but for her to have the control and command of her pitches when she gets on there, she knows exactly what she wants to throw. She shakes it off, goes for something she's more comfortable with.
Into the dirt, fired down to third. Good aggressive base running.
And a nice read. This ball does not get far from Chavoya behind the plate. She recovers and makes a good throw, but that's some aggressive base running. Good instincts.
Taylor Johns grabbed hold of the opportunity. Kaylee Earl stayed at first. 1-1 the count. Popped up. That'll drift into foul territory. Play is made. Maya Arballo started it down the middle. It looked really good when she took that dangerous swing, but it tied her up.
And I like the change in approach from Franco in the circle, using that inside part of the plate more often. Early in the game, she was going with her drop curve a lot, off speed, but now tying some hitters up with that screwball.
They're going to put her on. The pitcher and the dangerous hitter, Malaya Majum Finch, earns the intentional walk. And they will run for her. Emma McCullough. Oh, claps her hands as she gets the chance out of Fontana, California. 6th grader this year, Ramona Middle School. Right back to the screen. Of course, that pinch runner out there, Dad's the head coach, Dad Lydell. We'll talk with him in a bit. Mom is Monica, and she's got an older brother whose name is Noah. Right now, her responsibility is to run, and run well. Base is full. No balls, 2 strikes the count on Ava Tapia. Not interested in that curveball. Great 0-2 pitch,
It was
though.
a great 0-2 pitch. The crowd thought so also. They're trying to get some calls.
Stay disciplined.
Tapia was asked about who inspires her, and you think Dad may have some influence? You think Dad may be a Dodger fan, her dad Eric, her mom Michelle, because she said, and I quote, Kirk Gibson. I mean, Kirk Gibson inspires me because both his legs were injured. Speaking of legs, let's hope those legs are okay, of Chavoya behind the plate. But she went on to say he was injured badly. He wanted to be out there for his team. It was all hands, and he hit the walk-off home run in the World Series against the best pitcher at the closer position of all time. His heart and his drive inspire me. That's what the hitter, Tapia, said, who was not even a glimmer in anyone's eye in 1988.
I love that. So you got to think of what's going on in that household. Dad's got it on VHS.
Mom's showing her.
Tapes in there.
And for her, she's like, wait, isn't this on YouTube?
Yeah, that's true.
Changed up on her. A pitch like that will make sure that as a hitter, you have no legs as well. I mean, good luck staying back on this changeup. Yikes. 10U National Championship, PGF, Lydell McCullough, the head coach of the Corona Angels. Liddell, congratulations. Can you even begin to describe the support that you get with your family and your families and your fans as a Corona Angels coach?
Words can't describe it. This organization is one big family. That's how Marty runs it, and we love it.
And how proud of you are these girls in the way that they've played this entire tournament? This is the biggest stage probably most of them have ever played on. How proud of you about the way that they're performing today?
Oh, extremely proud. These girls have so much fight in them, and I got to go right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go to work. That's fine. Hey, welcome to live television. Glad to have you with us. I'm not sure if he's calling the pitches. Maybe that's the case.
He's got to get to his lucky spot.
Yeah, he is calling pitches.
He should have just walked us through it while he
should have told us what he was sending out. My final, I only had one more, by the way, and it was about the catcher he was speaking with. I wanted to know a little bit about her coming out party, coming out of her shell and communicating as a catcher. That's great. I got to go. 1-1 the count.
It's not about us.
No. Samantha Maldonado drops down a beautiful bunt. She's on. Boy, just checked up right between home plate and the circle.
And a great decision, especially when you're facing a pitcher that is so tough and dominating. She drops that bunt, Maldonado does, and gets down that baseline for a base hit. Beautifully executed. And this is a good spot.
1-0 the count. That one sails high to Haley Chavoya. Grounded out to short back in the second inning. One ball, one strike the count in that time from Malaya. Poured a fastball in there to even it up now from the 1-1 to 1-2 to pull it in her favor. Player to the opposite field, a little bit of room in that left center field gap. She shoots it to the opposite field. Trying to get the lead runner. Maybe a play at first, but probably not. A lightning bolt and a base hit for Chavoya. Back-to-back, a bunt single, then a screamer.
Just a beautiful piece of hitting at the front of the box, so that decreases the reaction time even more. She's very short on the swing and just connects and meets the ball where it's pitched. Now we're talking about a pitcher with some good velocity. Chavoya in the front of the box. Look at that nice short step. Nothing extra in the swing. She's letting Majum Finch provide all the power. Lets the ball travel, knows she's got time, and drives it into right field.
You saw Ellie Mesa there running it first as that one is bunted foul. There's a number 8 on that jersey at a Baldwin Academy in La Puente, California. A great athlete, and her speed is certainly the friend of this program. She's also a basketball player and a soccer player as well. Those feet not only have stolen bases, but scored goals. Sasha Pham has jumped into an 0-2 hole, unable to get a couple of bunts down fair. Still sniffing it out despite it being an 0-2 count on the corners. Johnson Ruiz in tight. Curveball runs away. 1-2 the count. Bunt single, line drive single.
Let's go, Angel!
Again to the right side. A base hit, bobbled in right field for a moment. They'll send the runner on around to score. Into second goes Pham with an RBI single to tie it at 1. Tell you what, 3 really solid attempts in the box.
So the approach is completely shifted in the box to one that was a little bit anxious to now just very patient, getting good pitches. And understanding it's just about peppering the ball and meeting the ball where it's pitched.
And they will intentionally walk Shirley Acevedo.
When the pressure gets on, this Angels crowd is up on their feet.
On both sides.
Yeah, that's why I love this age division. The parents are in it. Everybody's just trying to create the best possible experience for these young athletes. And you forget at times how young they are because of the level of play.
Layla Murphy with the bases loaded, nobody out. Holly Ibarra is running at first. She is in there pinch running for Acevedo. Number 0-1 on that jersey, not just number 1, number 0-1. Bouncing ball, the play will be to the plate. It's made cleanly. Unable to turn it over on a double play, but Johns calmly fired at the BAUM. And a big first out.
And well played, good composure to go up and get the ball and throw it cleanly home, making sure to get out number 1. And then BAUM, conservative on the transfer and throw to make sure that she puts a nice one down to first base.
Maya Arballo, the 9-hole hitter who struck out back in the 3rd inning. Little roller back to the circle. Went to first with it. And the run scores. I think she thought there were 2 outs. The play was right there in front of her at the plate, and 2-1 is the score. She got herself an out, but a run scores.
I think that's exactly what happened because she knows where this play is. She even looks home for a second, but then makes that nice throw over to first and kind of turns towards the dugout as if thinking that was out number 3. So, you know, sometimes we just get ahead of ourselves just a second and
McKenna Weller now. If the chopper's on top 2-1. I think what's fun is you look at both of these programs and the noise in the seats. It's parents, it's grandparents, but there are a lot of 12, 14, 16, 18-year-old athletes. I love it, coming to see their younger sisters, for lack of better words. To the right side, this is not an easy play. It's bobbled, and it's made. Sneaking in right behind Ruiz was Washington, waiting for her to recover. A huge play defensively after the bobble because otherwise it opens up even more. There's noise on that side. There's noise on the first base side. This is fun, the 10U national title game. Amanda Freed, Darren Sutton, 10U national title game. Amanda, you'll always have somewhere to be as an athlete, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Backing somebody up. Nice job of keeping this ball down and then allowing time for Washington to get all the way over to first base for that final out. A big last out in that inning.
Christian Franco was going to join us for an interview, but as we saw on the other side, these coaches and dads too, I mean, their dads and coaches are helping to call the pitches, and so it's tough to do the in-game interview. We'll see if it's maybe more superstition or if he's actually calling pitches, but either way, the job he's done has been an incredible one as Juliana, his daughter, works in the circle.
Maybe we should just pop a headset on one of those athletes in there.
Oh, and 1 the count. Georgia Rickenbacker. All name team in this tournament, no doubt. Shoots that one to the right side. Hangs up long enough for Layla Murphy to make the play. And of course is Grandpa, JUJU's grandpa there. There's a lot of innings in that beard. A lot of innings in that grandpa beard. You betcha.
Postseason beard.
And there's no faking it. As someone who embraces his gray, there's no faking it for grandpa there. Good for him. Every granddaughter's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. 1-0 the count. Charlotte Baum, the energetic, the leader as the catcher. The introvert turned extrovert. Sends it back to the screen. She grounded out to third back in the second inning. JUJU had a clean inning in the second. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout. She's got 5 strikeouts already. Pushes that bunt foul at the first base line.
Now she's working quick out there in the circle. A lot of communication going on between Franco and Chavoya behind the plate.
Got a little moment for you that could have gone sideways, and you see Chavoya talking. And it was just an inning ago. Jordan Washington got on. Speed was there. Wheels, they call her. And not an easy play. A comebacker to Franco. And she, instead of going to first, the easy play out front of her, turned and athletically went to second. And even though the inning had 3 more base runners, that move there kind of squelched things. This, to me, either if it's thrown away or this is a safe call, and she beat her there, changes the inning. Pulled out toward third. And that's when you have a pitcher who's, that's what you were, a pitcher who's also an athlete, a really good all-around athlete who can play anywhere on the diamond. They can help themselves. Yeah,
but you have to think ahead of the game also, though. That's just not receiving the ball and then looking for a play. That's understanding the pace of the ball, where the runners are, the speed of the runners, your teammates, all that stuff that goes into that, and then executing on top of it.
Just off the plate to run the count full. 2-strike curveball there, and a pretty good take by Charlotte. Change up, fly ball center. Maya Lottie makes the play for the second out of the inning. She went down and got it, tried to hit the drone up in the sky, but missed it.
Now you can see the adjustments starting to be made in the box on both sides. So the pitchers are going to have to start changing things up a bit.
Cardona, mom is Nicolette, dad is Mike. She's got an older brother, Michael. She's got a younger sister, Mackenzie. And she plays basketball. She plays soccer. Today, she's playing in a national championship game. She runs track. Monrovia Elementary School in California, in Southern California. 2-1. On the corner, 2-2 the count. Hit hard out towards short. Takes a tough hop, and she's on. The number 9 hitter, Madison Cardona, who said, "Why I love the sport because it's basically my life."
And when you put the ball in play, good things happen, especially on the ground. Unfortunately for Maldonado, that ball takes a final bad hop. Gets up off her chest. She does a good job of keeping it in front. But Cardona on first.
Wheels Washington, who singled in her last at bat. It's a roller on a backhand play made in the circle. You always have got to hurry when Jordan is on the move. 10U national title game, a beaut so far. 2-1 is the score in Irvine, California. PGF. They said upwards of 7,000 folks right up against the beach, the opening ceremonies at Huntington Beach Central Park. The legends like you and many others that join. And the music, the fun, the celebration. Give us a first-hand account.
This was a blast over there. It was just one big party. I mean, it was loud, it was energetic.
And that's when they said, let the games begin of week 2. 2 full-blown opening ceremonies. Juliana JUJU FRANCO to lead things off against Malaya. Majum Finch. Bouncing ball. Takes a tough hop. And a real tough hop. High bouncer, but then it leveled off, and it looked like it might have in the facial area gotten Cardona. Let's hope she's okay.
And this high hop just takes that second one. Looks like it hits off Cardona's knee and up towards the chin.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher.
Not good for her. I know that doesn't feel good. You make sure that your teeth are all in place.
Courtesy runner for the pitchers for the SoCal Choppers, number 24, Alexis Salas.
Oh boy.
Now batting the designated player, number 18, MIKAYLA Santana.
There you go. That's exactly where it got her. You can see right there, right up in the lip and on the right below her mouth.
God, these athletes are tough.
Alexis Salas is running it first. Alexis Salas runs for the pitcher, Franco. Number 24 in that white jersey, MIKAYLA Santana. Pitch sails high, 2-0 the count. Salas, the runner out there at first, out of Whittier, California. East Whittier Middle School, the 6th grader, who also helps as a pitcher when needed. Salas is on the move. Her favorite and her most joyful place is being in the circle, but for now, having a lot of fun on the bags. Charlotte BAUM, the catcher, trying to deal with errant pitches. Goes out and frames that one up nicely. And Ruiz and John still think for sure bunt now, especially.
Look at that receiving behind the plate. Good job of bringing that pitch over.
Count is full.
Malaya with a nice couple of pitches on the outside corner. Charlotte BAUM working hard behind the plate to get those strikes.
Let's go, Malaya.
3-2 is high. Couple of runners on. And a 2-1 lead for the team in white, the SoCal Choppers. Here in the top of the 5th inning. In that strong, strong red. Bunch of strong athletes too down there. The Corona Angels out of the Inland Empire. in Riverside area in Southern California.
I just love the support that the Corona Angels show for this young program. It's been so fun to get to know Marty Tyson and talk to him about how much he loves this sport and this organization. And he says he rarely has to go outside the organization when he recruits for his own team. And we talked about his team and what he's been able to produce at that high-end collegiate level. But it really is a family atmosphere.
Pushes that bunt first baseline. Tag, not made, missed. And instead turns and fires, moving both runners up to second and third. Maya Lottie is the trail runner now at second, the flex, who is out there pinch running. So she and Alexis Salas, a pair of pinch runners on the base pads on second and third now. Good bunt. The little things you do well to win games.
You're right.
And then they'll put Chavoya on. Intentionally walk Haley Chavoya. Who will give way to another pinch runner, Ellie Mesa.
There's a lot of strategizing going on in this game, and usually you'd think loading the bases puts stress on a team, but these coaches are continuously doing that, obviously to get the force out at any base.
Oh, and 1 the count.
Let's go. Keep pitching, Malaya.
It's as if they're armed with advanced metrics and iPads in those dugouts, but they're not.
Let's go, Angels. Keep pitching it.
Bunt it. Little flip. There's one. Not in time. And wow. They rung that one up there. Okay. 2-1. All sorts of energy and maybe a bit of a break. That call at first looked like snuck on by. And that time the break goes to the Angels. I want to vacate that bag once they had the discussion about it. And they, all right, let's go play some defense. We'll take care of things. We're glad to have the man who's passionate behind this program, Dan Hay, the president and CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch, the genesis of this 10U age group. Look, we showed all the championships, Dan, over the last couple of years. How excited are you to see this crowd, to see this day, to see this energy, knowing when you guys were discussing it a half-decade ago, here it is?
Well, all I know is we've got our youngest division, our 10 and under kids, and it's 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning and the stadium is packed.
Why did you want to do this age group? And you've kept it smaller, obviously. It's not to the same size, but and they've backed you up with the way they've played. This is television, too. This isn't streamed, and that was important for you this year. But when you were having discussions over the last decade as to the why did you guys push through this age group?
Well, we didn't bring this age group in until about 4 years ago, and we do not have them qualify. We invite this age group in, and we've just had some exciting championship games. So we just said this year we're going to put them on TV for the first time and showcase their talent, because they've been some of the most exciting championship games we've had in the past. And, you know, we never know about the 10 and under division. Some years there could be, 3,000 teams nationwide, and then the following year there's only 800 teams nationwide. It's the first stepping stone to start playing travel ball. So that's why we don't get into the qualifying side of things.
Amanda and I were talking about the opening ceremonies. 7,000 to 8,000 people. What was that like, Dan?
Well, when you have an opening ceremonies for the 10 and under group, the 12 and under group, and the 14s, they're hungry. They just want to experience everything they can. They just are having a great time with their family. We had people setting up canopies and picnicking at 10 o'clock in the morning. The thing didn't start till 5 o'clock. So,
wow. Incredible stuff. Dan Hay is joining us, the president and CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch. the other part of things are the entry fees for all of these teams. A portion of it goes to the community. A portion of it goes to the John Wayne Cancer Institute. And they know that out of the gates when they come and be a part of this. That's cool. They choose to share their funds with getting this tournament going, knowing part of their funds are going to help this community and the fight against cancer.
Absolutely. Every team donated $100 of their entry fee. That was 650 teams, so $65,000 total. PGF kicked in another $20,000, so we wrote a check to them for $85,000 this year, and we've totaled a little under $450,000 over the last 7 years.
And over the last couple of weeks, we have honored a good friend of yours who has touched travel softball, has protected our community as a lifelong servant of the community in law enforcement. Nice play. But Dan, I wanted to give you a chance to honor Mark Campbell.
Yeah, you know, he was a legend in our sport. He was a phenomenal, straightforward, honest, upfront kind of guy, a great coach, a great mentor. Last week I got a little emotional because I hadn't seen these videos in about 4 or 5 months since he had passed. But you know, we love him, his family, we're still supporting them, and he'll never be forgotten.
Yeah, so many lives were touched and kept us safe with his work and his career work. He would have loved the energy of this day, huh?
There's something about Mark. He was such a presence in our sport and as a police officer, but very few people in the police world, his closest friends in Inglewood, had no idea what he accomplished here.
Wow.
And very few people here knew what his record was on the police force. He just didn't talk about things. You know, he just stayed focused on what he was doing at that time and became the best at everything he was doing.
Sounds incredibly professional to me, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Couple of quick outs in this inning. Ruiz gives way to De La Riva, and it's rolled foul. These are two fun programs, by the way. Two really fun programs. Marty Tyson's Corona Angels and the SoCal Choppers. They filled this place, and there's tons of back and forth and energy.
Yeah, Dean and Gary Fawcett run the SoCal Chopper side of things, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of history between these two groups, and I'm just really happy that the parents are behaving.
Okay. Very well said. The parents, and there's a lot of olders, 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s.
They've got their whole organizations out here supporting them, which is great.
Thanks for having us, Dan. We're honored to be here.
Thank you once again.
President and CEO of Primero Girls Fastpitch, Dan Hay. Coach Campbell, you would have loved a day like this. I want to thank Dan Hay for stopping by, the creative and driving force behind this event for now more than a decade, and a long-time coach, too, of the sport. He comes in looking sharp, and the good hair and the good shirts and all the cool things that go on, but he's a coach. I mean, a lifelong coach of the sport as well. You know that as well as anyone working with him some.
Yeah, absolutely. He loves it. He loves the girls, the development of this game, I think, which is most important. And just provides a good product. It's so much about the experience, which I love about PGF. And you talked about that opening ceremony. I was there. There was no room at all to move around, but it made it fun also, especially for this age division, some of them experiencing those types of events for the first time.
He doesn't talk about it much. He keeps it under his hat. He's been honored locally for his philanthropic work. Away we go to the top of the 6th inning in this 2-1 game. Shirley Acevedo intentionally walked, struck out looking. She's one of those hitters that does have the power to fly the head of the outfielders. Maybe not leave the yard, but I'm not so sure. There is great power in that swing. Great exit velocity when she's taking part in competitions. Shirley dreams of UCLA someday. Got a couple of older siblings. She was on that one. 1-2 the count. And we're lucky that fence is holding them back. Those dads on top of the dugout have loved that spot on that fence as that's rolled to the right side. Acevedo took that one right out of the cap. That's a great shot there. Thank you, guys. That backs it up. There's plenty of great seats available, right? I mean, we've all been there as parents, or whether it's a friend of ours that we're supporting. Plenty of good seats available. Well, why sit in them? You can have a lawn, you can have a
ready.
tent. There's chair backs. It's not uncomfortable yet as far as heat goes. Right there over that rail. Ian on the hands, popped up, third base side. Took a look into the sun. Nice job, Layla Murphy. That's Marty Tyson. This is his program. Cubs minor leaguer, but more than anything, a softball father, a very successful one, and a founder of an organization that has done a lot of winnings at every age group.
And his daughters played high-level collegiate softball, and they continue to give back coaching.
To the right side, taking a shot at extra bases, Arballo. Yeah, Marty's great. That one is rolled foul. Let's see, how can I keep it simple? He's not boring. He's so much fun. Again, when you and I had him on Sirius XM prior to the College World Series, he was completely passionate about his athletes representing his program, but more about them than his program. He didn't, he wanted to make it about them.
No, and yeah, he did. And just having a chance to work with athletes that play for him, there's such a level of respect and appreciation for what he gives.
There was a trophy last year at the 14U Premier Division. Oh, yes. 2018. The champions. Majum Finch to lead things off. Beautiful pictures, our PGF production team. We're certainly proud with the leadership of producer director John Walsh with how we've been able to capture this event every year for a decade. This is an athlete with the power for extra bases, and they're playing her as such, very deep in the outfield, especially for this age group. Working in the circle now with a chance to help herself with a bat in her hands. That one sails high and inside.
And the Choppers on defense want to make sure they keep everything in front. If you're in the outfield, you don't want to allow extra bases if possible. And defending a one-run lead.
Pretty pitch, but it's just off the plate.
And this location is a good one against a tough power hitter.
Off the end of the bat, dumps it into left field. There's your tying run. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. She's walked, been intentionally walked, and now singled, been on 3 times.
And this is just pure power. That's way off the end of the bat. But Malaya just pokes it into the outfield, gets herself a base hit.
Now batting, right fielder number 7,
Ava Tapia. Grounded back to the pitcher and struck out. That one sails up and out of the zone. Softball has allowed her to travel already at her young age. Obviously, she's close to home now. Out of Upland, California, Valencia Elementary, where she'll be a 5th grader, but has had a chance already to go to Florida and play. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Those are part of the memories. Heck, you'll talk with those that have gone on to play professional softball, professional baseball, and it's very easy to get them to open up about traveling for the first time and being in a hotel with your family and swimming with your teammates. And those are the memories, and already these athletes like Tapia have experienced. Drops down a pretty bunt. Moves that tying run into scoring position. Big contribution by the right fielder there.
That's a good job of sacrificing the at-bat for your team. Getting Majum Finch over to second base, squares around, keeps the barrel out front, sees it down, makes sure it's down before she gets out of the box. Well executed.
Georgia, Rickenbacker. Into the dirt, looking to swipe a bag. It goes into left field. Does she take it? She stays put. Stolen base there after the bunt came up empty.
And this is an aggressive move by the Angels, showing bunt to draw the third baseman in. It's a foot race between Maldonado at shortstop and Majum Finch taking third base. Nice slide.
Quick visit, quick conversation. Christian Franco wants to talk with his daughter. They've talked about cleaning their room. They've talked about what's for dinner. But they're not talking about any of that stuff now. And he's talking with his entire team as he's brought his infield in to surround JUJU. And on the other side, taking a moment to chat about things, MIKAYLA. Want to know the count. Down the bunt, out front of home plate. Great decision by Arbayo. Playing well beyond her years. How about that bluff? Oh, man.
She is charging for the bunt. Majum Finch is following her way up that line, and she sees her out of the corner of her eye. Arbayo does, so she goes for a little pump fake, turns and gets that out. Smart decision.
Oh, great stuff. To the right side. It goes toward the wall. Hustling it around. Rickenbacker to the plate. An aggressive turn at third. Did it get loose? It didn't. Out at third. It was BAUM with the double to right field and the RBI to tie this game at 2. It was the speed of Rickenbacker after the heads-up play a moment ago of Arbayo. At the 10U age division, we are witnessing this sort of passion, this sort of softball. PGF, best of the best. Maya Arbayo made the final out of the 6th inning. Did she hang her head? No, she just took over the game defensively.
Does a nice job, this little pump fake to get Malaya out, attempting to go home to tie it up. But then this tag to end the inning catches BAUM off the bag. Look at the concentration and holding on to that ball. It never gets out of her glove. The arm's twisting every which way just to stay between the dirt and the ball.
Never came out, never hit the ground. Great job, by the way, keeping an eye on it. All right, and here we go. Two our score. Well, we've done all this, had all this fun, and it may just be a one-inning winner-take-all. We'll see. We've already had extra innings. We had so with the 14U age group. We'll see if there are extras or if this is a one-inning winner-take-all. McKenna Weller ground out a couple of strikeouts. Christian Franco, the head coach of the SoCal Choppers. MIKAYLA of the Corona Angels.
Come on, ladies, we can't be quiet.
talented pitcher, Malaya Majum Finch, has been living this entire game. Through her daughter, obviously. Danielle is her mom, by the way. Sorry about that. Shane is her dad.
Yeah, it would just be so hard as a parent to watch your daughter out there doing a phenomenal job. But just feeling the pressure that she's feeling, there's got to be those butterflies and those nerves. It's such a big situation, but she executes it so well.
Beautiful change up there as the bottom falls out of it. JUJU Franco went around. Strike one to Juliana. These two have been a big part of the story. There have been timely hits, there have been great defensive plays, but it's been these two pitchers. Franco with the bat in her hands that have been so much fun to watch work at the 10U age group, spinning it, commanding it, changing speeds.
I'm telling you, we're going to be seeing these athletes for many years to come.
Nice job spoiling a good, firm 0-2 pitch. Franco's got a couple of singles. So she's also done a great job in that area. As a matter of fact, these two pitchers have been on base combined 5 times as hitters. Bouncing ball behind the circle. The shortstop, Cardona, turns it into the second out of the inning. Shooting it on over to JAYLA Ruiz. MIKAYLA Santa Ana now.
Danielle, I act like I'm the pitcher's mother. I'm all stressed out.
Count to MIKAYLA. Couple of walks and a ground out. Been on base twice.
Let's go, Angel! That's 2.
Malaya is doing a good job of getting through this 7th inning. It's such an important inning, especially with their team and the momentum they have from offense.
One out toward third. Vacuumed up by Johns on across. 1, 2, 3 to the bottom half of the 7th inning we go. The founder of the Angels, Marty Tyson, comes down to lead the cheers. We'll see if there's some fun drama in a moment. Come on. To the bottom half of the 7th inning, we move. Amanda Freed, legendary softball player. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us. The 10U Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game, and we're tied at 2. Cardona, who has singled and struck out, goes to work. And electric to start things. JUJU Franco gets a swing and a miss. We were telling you about Cardona earlier, and she said, why I love this sport, it's my life. It's my favorite thing ever. I love to ball out with my team. They're my best friends. Back to the backstop it goes. She went on to say, the field is where I have the most fun. We sing, we dance, we laugh, but most of all, we go to war together.
That's what softball gives, you know, the friendships, but you learn a lot about yourself, your teammates. You develop those really strong friendships when you're put in situations like this. It is like going to war together at times.
Fights that one off. It's inside. It's been fun finding out. I think it's so appropriate at this age group. And maybe at the 18U age group too, because if you've hung in there, gone through your teenage years and stayed committed to travel sports, you do love it. And so I think at 10 and 18, it's most appropriate to ask why you love the sport. Because once you get to that end and you've passed on Friday and Saturday nights when you're a senior in high school and some part of your social life, you love it like these athletes do, differently. The 0-2. And again, tough pitch in. Boy, there is a really great approach by JUJU Franco. And we're not sure how long it will take, but it'll be a shame that one of these teams has to lose.
I agree. It's been such a hard-fought battle. That's a good location. JUJU FRANCO has continued to redefine herself throughout this game. We haven't talked too much about that drop curve lately. It's been about that screwball, and obviously she's still bringing that changeup.
Look out, Wheels has a bat, and she's ready to roll. Pops that one up left side. Foul ball. Just foul would have been, in all likelihood, a double.
Just misses. Great call.
By the way, Jordan, multi-sport athlete, no surprise. We've seen that athleticism. 50-meter, 100, 200-meter, and a great long jumper. So, burgeoning track star as well. Drops down a bunt out of the circle. Makes it look easy. A little bit firm on that one, so FRANCO took advantage. Never a bad idea if you're her to do that, though.
Nope, not at all. I think that was a great idea.
Tried to stay back on a changeup. Couldn't do it. Maldonado to Acevedo. We'll explain the extra inning rules in effect as we move along. We've gone through regulation, tied at 2. In the 6th inning, this game saw these two teams draw even with all sorts of drama on the base paths and some fine defense as well.
Now the Angels down by 1. That's Malaya Majum-Finch over at third base. Nice tag out, and then a huge base hit by Charlotte BAUM. She gets caught off third. A beautiful tag there. Held onto by Arbayo. So this game ends regulation in a tie. We move on to the international tiebreak.
With a runner at second to start things, MIKAYLA Santa Ana, as that one is bunted to the right side. Quick tag, and Santa Ana moves immediately to third. Maldonado with a sac bunt to start things. Both teams afforded the same opportunity, so you can't hang your head if you give up that single run. I think the key is to only give up the single run. Obviously, 0 is a dream.
Yeah, 0 is a dream.
Haley Shavoya for the SoCal Choppers in white, the Corona Angels in red, both Southern California teams. Punted that one foul. Shavoya singled, was also intentionally walked, and is grounded out to short. She's had a special day as a catcher as well defensively. Working through the ups and downs of JUJU FRANCO. That one hugs the line. That is a foul ball. Foul ball, just barely.
Yeah, that was a tricky one. It looked for a second that it was going to spin back into fair territory. Off the very end of the bat, starts fair, goes foul, and even off of the glove, spins back into fair territory.
1-2 the count. With the runner at third. Here in extra innings. That run stays at third.
Off the end of the bat again, a little line drive. Over to Taylor Johns at third, who makes the grab. Checks the runner. That's a big second out in this inning.
Chance for Sasha Pham. Drove in a run. How about that play? Charlotte BAUM. Never see anything talked about or written about a single play like this. Folks, just saved a run.
That is a nice grab.
The underappreciated catcher. Put the gear on, learn how to come out of your shell, communicate, be louder. Change up, 1-2 the count. And oh, by the way, make plays on balls you weren't anticipating into the dirt.
And hit big bombs to the fence. Having a day.
The 1-2. In and out of that catcher's mitt. It was her double that tied this game, speaking of Charlotte BAUM. Pham, with an RBI single back in the 4th inning, eventually came around to score herself. She's been on twice today and scored a run. A great day for Sasha Pham. Bounced out towards short. A clean play puts the team back in the dugout. To the bottom half of the 8th inning we go. Taylor Johns in the international tiebreak will start at second base. Corona Angels playing for the win. Christian Franco has taken his team and gotten on a run out of that loser's bracket against the team that knocked him there, the Corona Angels, trying to keep it right where it's at and play an extra inning against Lydell McCullough's Corona Angels squad. Runner at second, international tiebreak. But popped up. 1 out. Wow, what a huge, huge first out to get things going. JAYLA Ruiz popped that bunt up. Chavoya puts it in the mitt.
She shows the bunt early. Doesn't get up very high, but great concentration by Chavoya behind the plate.
De La Riva drove in the first run of this game. She singled back in the 1st inning to center field. Popped to third and struck out. JUJU Franco fires that one high. Big, aggressive run off the bag. Just looking to draw a throw out there, Taylor Johns, and she does. Franco had a clean 5th, a clean 2nd, a clean 7th. Just on the attack, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, playing on the emotions. This is a good pitch up in the zone. When you want to do a lot for your team, you start to swing. That pitch is maybe a little out of the zone.
That curveball runs. 2-1 the count. We'll always see Johns with a huge secondary lead, just trying to kind of get inside of the mind of the SoCal Choppers. For just a moment till they get the tag. She snuck on by. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Johns, the winning run. De La Riva is at 1st.
And this ball is hit well off the glove of our bio over there at 3rd base. And then Johns just sneaks by. Usually when this ball's in front of you like this, you hold at second, play it safe. But Johns being completely aggressive on this play and taking advantage, getting herself over to 3rd.
Emma Apodaca is running at 1st. Taylor Johns took the chance with that ball out in front of her. Saw it the entire time, avoided any tag. And Malaya Majum Finch, who started in the circle, has a chance to win it. Instead, she'll be walked to load the bases. And now a quick call of timeout. Trying to make a mound visit. And they're calling an old-fashioned time. Instead of just asking for time, more the T-motion. As a football or a basketball coach would do. And Emma McCullough will run it 1st. Apodaca, McCullough. And they are placeholders, obviously, just placeholders. Really all that matters is Taylor Johns out there at 3rd.
Stay on your base. Don't get too far.
And run aggressively with the ball on the ground if in fact they might try and squeeze 2 outs with that runner ahead of you. Ava Tapia has a chance for an unforgettable moment. But then again, so do the defenders. Tapia from the right side of that box digs in. Pretty sack bunt back in the 6th inning. She takes a curveball out, 1-0 the count. She'll be a 5th grader here in about a month at Valencia Elementary School, Ava will, in Upland, California. One and one the count. A concussion took Ava out for a while. She was a little bit tentative in coming back. But she loves the sport, said it wasn't going to hold me down. Well, you work hard and fight for moments like these. Outside. How about that patience? 2-1 the count.
Really good eye. You don't want to swing yourself out of this at bat. Only one out. Be patient. Let the ball travel into your zone. Get a good pitch to hit.
Winning run at third. Tapia says she loves softball because, and I quote, "It's given me so many friends, but more importantly, have I experienced success and failure and rejection and how to push through pressure. These are all things that will help me prepare for the real world." 2-2. Right over the top of that beautiful curveball. It disappears away. Huge strikeout. Wow.
And we haven't seen a ton of emotion out of Franco today, but she shows it on this pitch. Excited about that second out. Nice pitch, good location off the outside edge of the plate.
Georgia Rickenbacker. With 2 outs and a chance to win it. The count. Middle of the infield, regular depth, a couple of steps in on the corner. Outfield very shallow for Rickenbacker. Reached on a fielder's choice, scored 2 innings ago. Also was lined out and struck out. Bouncing ball to the right side. The play, the tag right out in front of her, and Weller makes it. We have played 8. We're tied at 2, the 10U national title game, PGF. Top of the 9th inning, international tiebreaker rule in effect. Sasha Pham runs. That calls for Holly Ibarra to pinch hit, and I would imagine the thought here on number 01, not just number 1 in Holly, is she's one of the better bunters on this squad, one would imagine. Or Shirley Acevedo, whose specialty is more power. Maybe a little more swing and miss. There is the bunt. And that one, well, almost touched in fair territory by the charging Taylor Johns. She's right on top of it, though.
Everyone knows that it's going to be a bunt. The key is not to overrun. In case it's a harder bunt, it is in foul territory. But these teams right now just playing for that one run. That's step one.
Charlotte BAUM calling out Ibarra a little bit for maybe being either too close to the plate or too far up in the box. Maybe too close to the plate, we'll see. Hard to tell, no chalk there. That got her feet as she was still in the box. So that's a foul ball, 0-2 the count. A lot to like about Charlotte. She's never boring back there. Fortunate it got her there.
Yep. Now still a sacrifice type situation.
Instead, it's a swing and a miss. Pulled back the bunt, and Holly Ibarra, the rising 5th grader in Long Beach, California, goes down on strikes. And let's see decisions here to be made. Looks like Alexis Salas now will get a chance.
24 for 12.
Now batting number 24, Alexis Salas.
Lexi, as she is known, and Lexi out of East Whittier Middle School will be a 6th grader in Whittier, California. Jennifer is her mom, Jimmy is her dad. She's one of 4 at home. That one sails up and away. Malaya Majum Finch in the circle. Has had 1 clean inning. No, make it 2. 6th and the 7th, late. Really buckled down late. Stabbing at that one and coming up empty.
Chopper still playing just to move that runner over to the 3rd base and have an opportunity for 1 run in this inning. The pitchers are making it difficult, I think. Both pitchers, Majum Finch and Franco, doing a good job of buckling down late in this ballgame.
Fouled that one off as it sailed to the backstop in the air.
Has the bat out, not really committed, knows the pitch is up in the zone, accidentally gets a piece of it.
Nearly got a swing. Salas, a pitcher and a good one. Has a chance to help her team as a hitter. Takes that changeup very patiently. Future doctor someday, Lexi Salas. Wants to study medicine, work in the medical field. No batting glove, just hands on that grip.
That's a nice approach with 2 strikes to go opposite field. See the ball deep, put the ball on the ground. Just shortening up.
She got the call, outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Just freezes her on this outside corner. Look at the body goes forward. The pitch moves to the outside part of the plate. Salas frozen for that called strike 3.
Maya Arbayo. Screwball 0-1 the count. Maya struck out, grounded out, but drove in a run with a ground out in the 4th and lined out. Majum Finch pushing back from these decisions, doing a little bullying this inning with regard to her effect. Back-to-back strikeouts. You go ahead and put that go-ahead run out there.
She's been really consistent in her demeanor also. Saw a slip pitch, a little bit of a miscue and not knowing outs, but has just remained in this ballgame.
Wow. A couple of hitters called upon to attempt a bunt and a chance to go ahead and grab the lead. Nothing doing for Malaya Majum Finch. To the bottom half we roll, and sending them home with strikeouts, each and every one. Good morning, a little good afternoon, and of course, good evening. We'll get your car service for you. They're going to jump around. Somebody's going to jump around and celebrate soon. Trying to get the Corona Angels going. Marty Tyson, the founder and leader of the program. I think he wore his hardware today on his fingers as well from his championship moments. And these SoCal Choppers have been outstanding, and especially JUJU Franco in the circle. She's responded. You and I were noting there's, for a 10-year-old, an interesting edge to her approach. She's having a quick chat with her team. Now you have Rickenbacker, who can run to start things out. There is excellent speed in this international tiebreak. Georgia Rickenbacker is out there as the runner. Charlotte Baum, who is kind of moved to the top of the marquee. If this were a movie, she'd be up at the top as one of the stars, as a catcher, as a hitter. Her story of coming of age as a communicator. And she's got a chance to either move that runner on or move her around. We'll see what the immediate call is. Old school, letting her hit.
We'll see if they change the call now. Sometimes those big hitters get an opportunity to swing it one of the first strikes in the zone and then go the conservative route, throw that bunt down.
Charlotte steps out. And they'll put her on. They're going to put her on. Okay, so BAUM, the soon-to-be sixth grader. Coach Franco opted to put her on. Well, there's certainly more opportunities for outs here. Madison Cardona, who singled, grounded out, and struck out. Takes high, 1-0 the count. In this 2-2 game, in this international tiebreak at the PGF 10U National Championship, your winning run in the bottom of the ninth, and for you casual fans, softball's a 7-inning game. We're in extra innings. Pushes that bunt toward the circle. Runners on second and third. And a clutch sacrifice bunt by Cardona.
And puts this bunt down beautifully, makes sure that it's down. Doesn't really mind the pace of it. Not trying to be too perfect, just wants it on the ground to move her teammates over.
Jordan Washington, defense very tight at first and third. Middle of the infield back as well. The slapper comes up empty. 0-1 the count on Jordan. Singled, has grounded out a couple of times and struck out. Washington. The Corona Angels are the PGF 10U National Champs. Wheels wins it.
And that's what a celebration should look like at this age group. They're so passionate about this game. They love it. It's their first real taste of what this competition's about on this type of stage. To be able to put it together on the field, God, what a great feeling.
Not a whole lot needs to be said. Both of these teams have amazing futures. Both of these teams have shared why they love the sport. Both of these teams have just participated in a game they'll never forget. And they both should be very proud.
What a great game. And this is what it's all about. Southern California Choppers, they were on a journey this week. What a phenomenal fight to the end. They left it all on the field. There's nothing these athletes should not be proud of today, putting it all out there. Unfortunately, as you mentioned earlier, Darren, we can only have one winner today, but games like this keep the girls in the game. They keep them loving it. Even when you don't come out on top, this is what it's all about. I love the celebrations, and I know we're going to see these athletes for many years to come.
That was a great shot. MIKAYLA Mason-Finch is actually crying. The pitcher in this game is emotional, brought to tears. Marty Tyson's program has another magical moment, and JUJU Franco has a lot to be proud of. Folks, thanks for hanging out with us. This is what youth softball is all about, and PGF has brought it into your living room. On behalf of our production team with producer, director John Walsh and his leadership, everyone on this crew, outstanding. Amanda Freed, the Olympic gold medalist, have loved talking softball with you. On behalf of Premier Girls Fastpitch, the Corona Angels bring home more hardware. I'm Darren Sutton. See you soon at the ballpark.